Gesire Agua. Good this morning. We'll be checking out a couple of headlines here. Looking at the NNPCL to pay royalties and taxes from $3.3 billion Afrexim loan. There's also a headline here. Tinubu tax panel asks states to suspend low revenue taxes. There's also a couple of headlines in the forex market. Looking at the turnover records, 145.89 as Nigerians as the naira depreciates to 902.45 naira to a dollar at the official and black market. We're also checking out other headlines here. The NGX records impressive 13.8% weekly gain, closing with a 2.87% gain as well. In the oil market, oil loses drag as Brent crude is selling for $78.47 per barrel around the world.
And also still talking about some of the interesting online, details as regards business. In fact, it is necessary that we say this, that this might not be the best time for you to fall ill in the country. And we'll be giving you more details on that particular headline in a bit. And also still talking about business news, I'll be talking about the soaring of rents, because that's also necessary, especially for those of you who are doing business, you own shops and all of that. So in Lagos, Nigeria, rents have actually increased by 91% in 5 years, and we'll be telling you why that is at the moment. And also we'll be talking about the issue of business, where foreign medical school bills will now be gulping about $1.58 billion. It has gulped $1.58 billion in 6 months, and this is according to the Central Bank of Nigeria.
All right, let's first of all check out the business quote of the day.
Here is our business quote for the day.
Meet us on YouTube, Insta, and Twitter at Voice of the People 96.1 FM.
All right, so the business quote of the day is something that we take very, very, very seriously.
And it is all about taking risk. And the quote is from the owner, or the CEO of Facebook, now known as Meta, and that's Mark Zuckerberg. He says the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing quickly, the only strategy that's guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. So, according to Mark, you have to take a risk. Life in itself is risk. You being alive is a risk, whether you believe it or not. We have people who just wake up and then the next moment they are no longer here. So life in itself is a risk. And there's one thing that will guarantee failure for you. And what guarantees failure is not even taking risks at all. Staying in one position, trying to play safe at all times. The billionaires or the multi-billionaires we see in the world today are those who have taken risk over and over again.
Paid off.
And it paid off. So there are two sides to taking risk. It's either it works for you or it works against you. So for those of you that will always be pessimistic that if it doesn't work, the question you should also ask yourself is, what if it works? So it is necessary you take that risk today.
All right, let's go pay some bills. We'll be back in just a moment with business news on Business Today. Do keep it locked right here.
Meet us on YouTube, Insta, and Twitter at Voice of the People 96.1 FM.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
today's sun is so hot though.
So what are you waiting for? Get the authentic taste of creamy cold berry ice cream. To order online from Gariki, call 090-8831-5907. Guarimpa 090-8831-5909. And Lugbe 090-8845-3416.
Enjoy authentic cold berry ice cream.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every school. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream. At number 4, Obomosho Street, Area 8, Geriki, Abuja, or 3rd Avenue, Guarimpa, Abuja, or Federal Housing Estate, Phase 2, Lube, Abuja. Call 0908-831-5906 or 0908-831-5908 or 0909-238-9861. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at romeospizza.ng. Website www.romeospizza.ng. Romeo, the pizza champions. Traveling to Lagos and desire a perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in our beautiful appointed rooms, featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Now, whether you are traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your every need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop from the Lagos airport.
Why not take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant?
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So why wait? Book your stay today and experience the ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Believe me.
We bring you all the big stories and what's behind them. Politics, business, sports, news, all on VOP 96.1 FM. Now you have a voice.
Welcome back. This is still Voice of the People 96.1 FM, and of course we're still talking about business today. And talking about business, let's get straight to it. And talking about doing business, especially in this country, and the ease of doing business, it seems like a lot of businesses, a couple of multinationals are beginning to rethink their existence in the country. As over the weekend we saw the reports that Unilever Nigeria stopped production and sale of what they call Omo and other brands as well. Unilever Nigeria PLC says it has stopped the production and sale of home care and skin cleansing products, and this is coming about 10 months after it announced plans to exit both markets. And the company disclosed this in its unaudited interim financial statement for the year, which ended 31st December 2023, which was sent to the Nigerian Exchange Limited over the weekend. And of course, in a statement, the company disclosed that it has also appointed an interim board chairman for the Unilever Nigeria PLC. So now looking at Unilever production, to recall that sometime on the 17th of March 2023, Unilever revealed its intention to discontinue production of its home care and skin cleansing brands. And this includes brands like Omo, the brands like Lux, brands like Sunlight detergent. So all of this will be discontinued by the Unilever Nigeria PLC. They made this statement earlier last year, and right now going forward they will not be producing this product any longer. So looking at this, it's really, some say it's really crazy seeing some of this brand, especially Omo. This was a brand that most of us know. When you want to buy detergent back in the day, just like the way people say want to buy McLean 10, I don't know if you know about it. Every brand,
we had called toothpaste a certain name.
McLean, they say I want to buy McLean 10. Want to buy noodles, they tell you Indomie and all of that. So it has become a household name. That was how Omo became a household name for a lot of people. But now it will be.
We're saying bye bye. At this point in time, I know we said it during the front page review, talking about the fact that the president needs to, not the president now, the federal government as a whole needs to find ways to ensure that these companies stay here in Nigeria, because they already have an established system, they already have an established business, they already have a working policy, they already know the inner workings of Nigeria. Maybe owing to one or two issues or the other, they're unable to perform or meet their quota. But whatever the case may be, these are things that you can sort out with conversations, right? Simeon, every single time you have issues like this, you can always come back to the drawing board. Okay, we want to leave. What can you guys do to ensure that our businesses are even working well here in Nigeria? Because it would be really, really sad to see some of these brands leave the country, because we grew up with a lot of brands. At our own childhood, we grew up with a lot of brands that we're not seeing today, maybe for one reason or the other. But we do not want businesses to die. We want posterity. We want businesses who have stayed for 30, 40, 100 years. That's what we're going for here in Nigeria, and we're hoping that maybe the government can do something to help individuals like that.
The sad part about all of this is the job losses. That's just the part. It's one thing for businesses to leave the country, and it's another thing for people to still retain their jobs, because you can't retain your job when the businesses are leaving. You saw the figure we read out this morning from an association of producers and manufacturers in the country, stating that in just 3 years there are over 22 companies, multinationals, have left Nigeria, and within this period of time about 20,000 people have lost their job. So imagine between these 2 years, 20,000 losing their jobs, and now more people are set and bound to lose their job because these multinationals and some companies are packing up or folding up.
Well, we're hoping that things can be done to help businesses like this. All right, looking at another headline here, it's a good one. Lagos Airport MM2 upgraded e-arrival wing sparks excitement. MM2 upgraded e-arrival wing sparks excitement. This is at the Lagos Airport. The Murtala Mohammed International Airport's e-arrival wing celebrated its inaugural flight clearance in the recent renovated Immigration's Clearance Hall on Friday. Now, passengers experienced swift clearance in a revamped and upgraded space, creating a positive and beautifully pleasing atmosphere. Now, the overwhelming reactions shared on Nigerian Immigration Service X page not only spoke volumes of the seriousness of the federal government in upgrading their facilities at the airport, but it shows how committed it is to making the Nigerian airports one of the best in Africa. The Immigration Service tweeted yesterday, the remodeled and upgraded Immigration's Clearance Hall for the MM2 International e-arrival wing hosted its maiden flight clearance. Passengers cleared in record time within a beautiful ambience. The reactions say it all. Now, reacting to videos and tweets of the NIS, Nigerians from diverse backgrounds expressed overwhelming support and endorsement of this upgrade at the airport. Someone tweeted and said, "Good job, make it easier and smoother for Nigerians who are coming back into the country, because the time the immigration officers takes to attend to us is too much." Someone said, "This is impressive. Every sector of the government should think and execute programs that are befitting for the nation. The officials should also be well paid to deliver good services." God bless Nigeria. He brought a very, very important look on this, because one thing that we know Nigerians at the airport for is harassing individuals who are coming into the country. You first of all, quote unquote, waylay them. You collect your daily 2K first.
I wouldn't want to narrate an experience. We had my wife and I think that was 2 years ago. That was 2022 when we were about traveling, outside. And someone told my wife, at the airport that she loves her handbag, she should drop it. And then handbag that I bought. Do you know how much we bought this handbag? This is shedding more light on some of the things we are talking about as a nation. Thumbs up to the president and of course this government for also seeing to the end of this particular project, even though it did not start with this administration. It's necessary we state that.
Yes, we're seeing a revamp of the aviation sector, because what we're seeing with the minister is ensuring that you can now get your passports, you can now do the whole e thing and get your passports online and all that. We're seeing that on the other hand, and now we're seeing a revamped immigration e-wing at the Lagos International Airport. I hope this will be spread across all the other international airports in Nigeria, and hopefully that would make for a smoother process, especially flying in or out of the country as the case may be. So kudos to them. We're hoping that they will know we lay individuals now. That's what we're hoping for.
Okay, and away from that, let's talk about the CBN. And the CBN has recently released data on the amount being gulped on paying school fees, as well as foreign medical trips Nigerians are embarking on in about 6 months. And according to the report, it says so far Nigerians have spent $1.5 billion on health tourism, on foreign education and other personal matters in 6 months, and this is according to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria. And the data from CBN, balance of payment compilation spanning the first 6 months of 2023 show that Nigerians spent $245.68 million on overseas health-related issues, and then spent about $896 million on foreign education, whereas $434.63 million went for personal foreign needs. And when you see all this figure together, you see the amount of monies being expended for all of this traveling abroad. We spoke with El-Rufai Oseni earlier, and he said the number will keep increasing because more Nigerians are leaving the shores of the country for education. Not that they even really need this certificate they are going for. They are using this as a means to japa from the whole troubles and challenges Nigeria is currently facing at the moment.
The sad thing is, it's not just the young ones that are leaving. You still have mothers and fathers who are looking to leave as well, because they're still upwardly mobile and they want to be a part of the economy, the growth of an economy. They want to work, they want to be gainfully employed. So at this point in time, where you see situations where Nigerians aren't offered such an opportunity to be gainfully employed within their own country, of course they're going to be looking for other options. You're looking at the Jackpa syndrome of the doctors. You're looking at people with expertise who can actually do work that is needed here in Nigeria for the betterment of Nigerians, right? We're seeing them leaving the country. It's a different thing if you're leaving to go get the technical know-how to come and infuse it here in Nigeria. But when you're just relocating at this point in time, it seems like we're losing more than we're gaining, and the CBN is looking at that figure, and it's a really, really huge one.
Very huge. 1.58 billion dollars, and this is just in 6 months. We're not talking about the figures in a year or even more than a year. So when you see the amount of Nigerian naira or Nigerian currency or the amount of money spent outside the shores of the country, you get to ask yourself, if Nigeria can get things right, won't this money be spent internally? And of course, won't this actually help our GDP? Won't this actually, help our economy? So imagine this amount of money being spent outside the country alone. See the figures that was placed on, on medical or tourism alone. You see the figure and you start worrying for yourself.
If you're talking about a $1.58 billion spent on health tourism alone, I'll ask, well, who is making up the bulk of that sum? Is it not the politicians? Who's making up the bulk of it?
Not really. Politicians are just a fraction of it. Whether you like it or not, I'm not saying this from the point of fact. I don't have the facts, so I cannot give accurate data. But what I can tell you is that aside politicians, the truth is, how many politicians do we have in the country?
As opposed to
Nigerians themselves. What's the ratio, the fraction of politicians to Nigerians? You may never know this, but almost on a weekly or monthly basis, you see the number of Nigerians that have been recommended to travel abroad for one health issue or the other. If it's not kidney, it is cancer. If it's not cancer, it's a liver transplant. If it's not liver transplant, it's heart transplant. So accumulate much money alone on health tourism. Nigerians are also paying, especially those who feel the medical system cannot attend to them, or probably the case is so much for the doctors here to handle, and they are recommending that they should travel to India or the UK or Canada for this, taking care of their health. So it is necessary we revamp our health sector. I was really excited when I heard the report of, an open heart surgery done. I think it's a university teaching hospital. I think it's in Imo State, one southeastern state. I was really excited about it, knowing that open heart surgery can be done in the country. People do not have to travel outside the country to have this done. You can book an appointment and it's done here. There are specialists, that will handle your matter rather than traveling abroad. But the question is, how many of these specialists can attend to the millions of Nigerians?
Yes, what's the ratio,
ratio
of the surgeons to Nigerians? All right, moving on to the oil sector, the oil and gas sector, we have Dangote Refinery to supply fuel to 150,000 Ipman stations. Dangote Refinery to supply fuel to about 150,000 Ipman stations. Now, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery is set to provide fuel to approximately 150,000 retail outlets operated by the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN. Now, following a successful meeting between the refinery's management and IPMAN executives, the meeting held after IPMAN's exclusive scheduling confirmed the refinery's commitment to supply products to over 30,000 IPMAN members. Regulatory assessment of the refined products are underway before final approval for fuel dispensing. Major oil marketers are, you're looking at 11 PLC Corn Oil, MRS, you're looking at NMPC, you're looking at OVH, and a lot of others have registered for product distribution from the $20 billion Dangote plant. Now, the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria is also engaging with the refinery for product supply. Now, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery commenced the production of diesel and aviation fuel 12th of January 2024. See the amount of business going into Dangote Petroleum Refinery. If we had ours, maybe we would have been the bride at this point, the beautiful bride.
The federal government definitely has a stake in Dangote Refinery as well. As much as Dangote, carries the name Dangote alone, a lot of people are stakeholders in this particular, refinery, even the federal government as well. But that being said, it's a good one that they're going to supply over 150,000, IPMAN stations. If we had more refineries like Dangote Refinery, even though I do not know the implication on the cost of fuel going forward, because nobody's saying anything about it, whether the establishment of Dangote Refinery and the internal refining of fuel, of crude, will make us buy fuel cheaper. Nobody's saying anything. Even Dangote Refinery have not come to tell us that, we'll be supplying this station at so amount of money. In other words, this means that there will be a reduction of so percentage. We don't know that, but still, what this would have done by and large for Nigeria, if we had more refineries like Dangote Refinery owned by maybe individuals or even government entities as well, is the fact that we won't be experiencing so much fuel scarcity, because there will be excess. We have a lot of crude in the country, and the problem we used to have with scarcity at the time is the fact that we'll have to export this crude. We'll wait for the shipment to come in, and of course from the shipment from the depots to major retailers across the country. So this is what we usually have a lot of scarcity. If we have more refineries in the country, you definitely will see this lesser queues. You can go to fuel station and buy quickly. Before this fuel queue started in this country, people usually get to filling station. It's almost like you're the only car in the fuel station to buy. But closely later, we started seeing
More,
cars
more
in their
and
units lining up and all of that. So if we see more refineries, there will be less scarcity. There will be less artificial scarcity that Nigerians usually cause by themselves as well, especially in the oil and gas sector. And quickly, let's still talk about news from the oil and gas sector, as it is reported that oil it has actually lost drag, as Brent crude is now selling for $78 per barrel. An earlier review of oil prices, on Monday, January 22, shows that Brent crude price was at $78.47 per barrel, and this was about around 3:53 a.m. GMT. And according to reports, that prices struggled to gain momentum as economic, uncertainties weighed heavily on the outlook for global oil demand, and countering, some geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, and also a recent attack on the Russian fuel export terminal has also affected the oil demand. And according to reports in the Middle East, ongoing conflicts, including the Gaza war and a U.S. strike on the Houthi missile in the Gulf of Aden, added to the geopolitical complexities, making the Brent crude to drop its price to about $78 per barrel as at 3 a.m. this morning. And despite these tensions and concerns, particularly an alleged Ukrainian drone attack at a significant Russian fuel export terminal, oil prices exhibited minimal movement. So we've seen Brent crude still at $78 to a barrel. We're expecting oil not to lose its drag. We're expecting it to build. And of course, we were expecting to see the price of Brent crude increase significantly. But at this moment, it's at $78 per barrel.
All right, we're still looking at the market. This is on currencies now. Exchange rate hits record low to 1,680 naira to a pound in 1 week, as diaspora Nigerians head back to the UK. Exchange rate hits record low to 1,680 naira to a pound in 1 week, as diaspora Nigerians head back to the UK. In 1 week, the parallel market exchange rate witnessed a notable decrease, reaching a record low of 1,680 naira per Great British pound. This represents a 7% or 110 naira decline compared to the 1,570 naira recorded at the close of trading on Friday, January 12th. Now, the observed depreciation is unparalleled and stands as the lowest point in the historical performance of the naira. Factors influencing the depreciation you're looking at: a substantial portion of the demand is attributed to businesses actively seeking to restock goods or acquire raw materials, necessitating a higher demand for the foreign exchange. You have individuals who are pursuing overseas studies. They've also played a significant role in driving the demand for dollars. This trend is likely connected to the need for tuition payments and related educational expenses. There's also the departure of diaspora Nigerians, particularly noticeably after the holiday season, has contributed to the increased demand for foreign currency. Now, the departure of individuals from the UK has had a notable impact on the parallel market. So there's so many reasons why you're looking at the pound and the naira behaving like this, having a 1,680 naira to the Great British pound. There's so many reasons why, because like we said, the Jackpot syndrome, and then you have a lot of Nigerians who are finally going back after the holidays, going back to their homes, and then you also have individuals who are trying to buy stuff, who are trying to order stuff online, maybe goods or services, and then they have to sell the naira to get whatever forex that is. So we're seeing an increase. This is the highest on any exchange rate that we're seeing the naira behave in.
1,680 naira to the pound. It's not surprising. The holidays are over. A lot of Nigerians are now leaving the country, and of course we expect this, because at the end of the day, most of them will actually have to trade in naira, and of course looking for foreign currency to travel. Not just even pound, we will also see the similar value in dollar as well, even Canadian dollar as well. So it is necessary that at the end of the day, it still boils down to the economy of the country and what the government is doing. Yes, you cannot stop people from traveling abroad. You cannot stop people from having a good time if they want to go there on vacation. but it is necessary that we start making, creating an enabling environment in our country where we see more people, come into the country than leave the country. Because the more people leave the country, the more they look for foreign exchange. And of course, currently we're even talking about foreign exchange scarcity. And this is part of the reason people are leaving the country. They are looking for pounds, they're looking for dollars. People are looking for yen and all of that. So it will definitely happen. It's just necessary that the federal government make Nigeria, a friendly place, deal with insecurity, deal with inflation, and of course have more people come into the country as well than leaving the shores of the country.
All right, we're starting a very interesting segment of the show. If you've got vacancies, if you're a business and you've got vacancies whatsoever, you can go ahead and reach out to us on our phone lines. It's at 081 655 34791. You can call that number or send all your vacancies to that contact, and then we'll be reading it out here to help individuals who are trying to get at least to be gainfully employed right now. So we'll be doing that every single day. All you have to do is send us the message and let us know how we can work together. All right, 081 655 34791. We'll be looking at vacancies from all over Nigeria, looking at Abuja, mostly Abuja and Lagos for now, before we spread our tentacles to other places. But hey, if you have a vacancy available in your company and you want to advertise, go ahead and reach out to us. All right,
and of course we help you fill that position. That is what we are here for on Business Today. And away from that, let's quickly talk about this. Earlier we were talking about the amount Nigerians are spending on medical tourism, which is over $200 million, I beg your pardon. And right now this leads us to this particular one, because this will not be the best time for anybody, especially in Nigeria, to fall sick, as cost of medicines have actually skyrocketed. And according to reports, in Nigeria, falling sick now can be challenging in normal times, but seeking treatment is currently a double blow, as the financial implication has become really unbearable for many Nigerians. And the cost of basic drugs such as antibiotics, analgesics, anti-diabetics, and key medications for chronic conditions have actually doubled. Some have even tripled, some quadrupled in some instances, leaving many patients struggling to access healthcare they desperately need. And we've seen the alarming rise in drug prices, we've seen the impact on healthcare access, and of course there's an urgent need for a solution, and because it is becoming overriding, to ensure that falling sick does not become a financial death sentence for some people. And when we look at this so far, let's just give details of some of the drugs that have increased so far. And during an interview, a particular individual said that the last time he purchased insulin, because he's diabetic, it was around 3,000 naira, but now where he went to check at the pharmacy, it has almost doubled to 5,000 naira. This is according to one Idowu Akinyemi. And we've seen the increase in the amount of high blood pressure, drugs and all of that. So this is not even the best time to fall ill. Then a tube of Nixodem used to go for 500 naira, but now when you go look for it, it has increased to about 1,300, 1,005. I do not even want to talk about the almighty Augmentin. Guessing, I had to use the word almighty for it. I don't know if you've seen the price. Had to ask the price of Augmentin, how much is being sold for right now in Nigeria. You actually weep, and this is because the major manufacturer GSK left the country. And when they left the country, a lot of Nigerians are now, we've seen people, buying Augmentin for as high as 50-something thousand naira.
At this point in time, I think now more than ever, a lot of people have been encouraged to go find out herbal solutions to your problems. People are always talking about boiling ginger, honey, garlic, and all the other, just all the other stuff, lemons, and all the other things that are really, really good for you. I've heard avocado is a miracle drug. I mean, I'm not advocating for anything. If you can afford the regular medicine, then go ahead and do that. But if it's something like a cold, then you might want to, take advantage of nature. There's the ginger, there's the lemon, there's hot water for you. Just all these things that you can use the normal Nigerian herbs for. And go ahead and do that as opposed to purchasing medicine, because antibiotics alone.
The truth is, let me also put a disclaimer before people will come and say, I guess you say we should go and carry ginger and garlic and all of that and just drink it with no moderation and all of that. Please, we know these are naturally occurring, herbs, and they have their own, function in the body. Not that you have one condition, maybe you have a liver issue, you go and drink ginger and say, ginger will help you clear your liver. My dear, you are compounding your issue the more. If your case requires urgent medical attention, please go to the hospital. It is even better for the doctor to tell you that, okay, you're having this symptom, but rather than taking this drug, you can take this natural occurring, herb that will help you.
Exactly.
But my problem with herb is that we've seen how trado medicine, a lot of people have been pushing for trado medicine in the year. And I remember during COVID-19 2020, a lot of people were saying those who are trado medical people should come up with a solution on dealing with COVID-19 that was then. And if Nigerian government was actually bent on creating solution and helping Nigerians, they would have invested in research for this traditional medical persons, because at the end of the day, before now, our forefathers used to use these herbs to help themselves. The truth is, they have their own efficacy, they work. But my problem is, most people do not even know the dosage of these things too. They will just go and carry agbo and drink it and hope it works. Any small thing, agbo jedi, agbo waist pain, agbo rheumatism, and all of that. Please, if you are taking this, my problem is moderation. Most people do not even know the dosage, because those selling it, they will not tell you this is the dosage.
Some of them may not even know. It's
how it works with your system, and it kills your liver.
I mean, GSK has left, and that has created a huge space in medicine in Nigeria. And maybe the government might want to step into this and see how they can help Nigerians. I mean, after all, your job as a government is to better the lives of the citizenry. So maybe you should actually be looking to invest in things like that. Anyway,
more research.
Yes, more research. We've come to the end of business today. Do keep it locked right here, because the other side of the morning, right, is coming up at the top of the hour. My name is Gesere.
I am Simeon Sunday.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. But hey, we'll be back in just a moment. Let's go check out a couple of songs, okay? As a breather. We need it, don't you think? This is Era Style with Away. But don't go away.
Stay here.